Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Okay, I just wanted to show you what's involved in playing a record on an antique phonograph. In this case, it's the 1917 vita-nola. I'm just going to go through all the steps in case you've never seen it before. It might be of some interest. So the records are stored down here, and I believe this used to have a drawer system, but now they just kind of stack in there, making sure that they're always in sleeves and cases when not in use. Today we're going to be listening to a record by Bing Crosby, and we're going to place it on the platter just like you would a normal record player. Now, I'm going to move the camera around to the side here a little bit because I want you to see what happens next. Next, we need to wind it up. So there's no electricity in this device whatsoever, no power cord. It is completely mechanical and acoustic. So we're going to wind this up. There's a big spring. It's starting to slip there a little bit. There's a big spring inside that we're winding up, and it's going to use that stored up pressure, fully sprung or fully wound, in order to slowly, relatively unwind, thereby creating enough energy to spin the platter. Okay, now we're going to scoot up here and see what goes next. As you can tell, this is not as quick and easy as playing a record on a modern record player. We need to change out the needle. It's a steel needle. This has to be done after every side, according to some people. There are other needles that'll last longer, but they wear down pretty quick. This is a pickup. It's not considered a cartridge or a stylus. It's an actual mica diaphragm. I'm going to spin it around here so you can see it a little better. So that's a thin slice of mica, and the needle's attached to this, which actuates back and forth, vibrates this diaphragm. There's gaskets and whatnot in there as well. And what happens is the sound goes through tubes that get bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually coming out down here, the speaker is actually just the largest extension of this. It's a big tube that goes into a big wooden horn. Okay, with all the energy stored up, we can release the brake, and that's going to spin up to speed. There's also a little speed control over here. And then we lower the stylus down, and we will be able to listen to our record. Now for volume control, there's actually a little plunger over here that moves a fiber ball in and out of an opening that will control how loud it is. So without further ado, here's some Bing Crosby. Completely acoustic.
There's a famous thoroughfare I've heard collegians say. I'm not referring to Piccadilly. It's not 42nd Street, it's not the Rue de la Paix, nor is it Market Street in Philly. Ask most any college Romeo. To complete your education, you must go down the old Ox Road. Though you'll never find out where it is by looking in maps. With a little investigation, you'll discover perhaps that this old tradition's not a place, but just a proposition of the old Ox Road. The old Ox Road. Ox Road could be any romantic spot, a country highway or a moonlit yacht. It could be in the parlor when the lights are burning low. It could be in the movie in the very last row. In the magic of the moonlight, you are filled with delight. While the leaves that flutter o'er you whisper, lover, do not. Why keep waiting? and debating when you know it's time for mating on the old Ox Road, on the old Ox Road.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that on the Old Ox Road by Bing Crosby on the vita-nola. If you're interested to learn more about this device, by the way, it doesn't have an auto return for some strange reason, or even an auto stop. Just kidding. You put it back like that. You put the brake into position. Sometimes this brake will slip, and then in the middle of the night you'll hear this weird, you'll hear this. You're like, what in the world? Is it haunted? It's just that this brake mechanism is barely enough pressure to hold it. But anyway, if you want to learn more about this particular phonograph or these types of phonographs, that's another entire subcategory of record collecting and whatnot. Really interesting stuff, and not too terribly expensive to get into. Interesting story how I acquired this. Search vita-nola, vita-nola on my channel. I've done a handful of videos about it, including a complete review. We even tore it apart and looked inside to see what the motor mechanism looked like. So check that out if you're interested. But that's all for now, guys. Happy record hunting and listening, and we'll catch you next time.